Good evening. Remaining present every moment is the most important habit to perform the best and be happiest. Welcome to Bmc News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself Shina Sultana joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister thanked by His Holiness Pope Francis. The Deputy Prime Minister launched plan to build 19,000 housing units in 10 years. The LMRA said 8 agencies reported for labor market violations. Saudi Arabia announced police clearance certificate no longer required for visa for Indians. UAE announced new VAT exemption from January 1st. Today's news in detail. His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister thanked by His Holiness Pope Francis. His Majesty King Hamad and His Royal Highness Prince Salman, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, yesterday received a letter of thanks from His Holiness Pope Francis. His Holiness expressed his thanks to all the authorities and the people of Bahrain for the warm reception and the kind hospitality during his visit to the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Holiness Pope Francis prayed for the continued efforts to consolidate peace, foster dialogue, solidarity, religious freedom, and equality between all the people for a better future for humanity. Bahrain welcomed extended Black Sea grain export deal. The Kingdom of Bahrain welcomed the extension of the Black Sea grain export deal from Ukrainian ports for an additional 4 months. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that the deal represents an important step which would facilitate the transportation of grain from the Russian Federation and Ukraine across the Black Sea and supply countries that are affected by the shortage of grain and food. The ministry appreciated the response of the Russian Federation and Ukraine to the calls of the international community, noting the efforts made by the United Nations and the Republic of Turkey to extend the agreement. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers Bahrain's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Minister met U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs. Foreign Minister Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani held a meeting with U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs, Barbara A. Leaf, who arrived in Bahrain to attend the 18th edition of the Manama Dialogue. The two sides reviewed long-standing friendship and strategic partnership binding the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United States of America towards achieving bilateral aspirations and regional interests. Closure of slow and middle lanes on National Charter Highway announced. The slow and middle lanes on National Charter Highway for northbound traffic as its junction with Quds Avenue will be closed from today until Sunday at 5 a.m. The Ministry of Works said that one lane will be provided for the traffic movement in coordination with the General Directorate of Traffic of the Ministry of Interior. The closure is due to the emergency works of the treated sanitary effluent network on National Charter Highway. All road users are requested to observe and obey the traffic rules for safety of all. The Deputy Prime Minister launched plan to build 19,000 housing units in 10 years. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, has announced the commencement of the implementation of the Housing and Urban Planning Ministry's plan to build 19,000 housing units in a period of 10 years, according to the bidding system with an investment size of 1 billion Bahraini dinars. He indicated that the plan is within the Government Lands Development Program, which is among the pioneering schemes launched by the government as part of its vision to expand its partnership to provide housing units for beneficiaries of housing services delivered by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Planning. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. KIMS Health Hospital Bahrain associated with BDK Bahrain Blood Donors Kerala Bahrain conducted a blood donation camp. Around 60 people took part in the blood donation camp. LMRA said 8 agencies reported for labour market violations. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority LMRA conducted an inspection campaign in cooperation with the General Directorate of Crime Detection and Forensic Evidence and the Nationality, Passports and Residency Affairs of the Ministry of Interior. The campaign resulted in reporting 8 violating agencies that supply domestic labour on an hourly basis without a license from the authority. They were referred to the concerned authorities for legal action. 16 expatriate workers were arrested for violating the provisions of the labour market and residency laws in the Kingdom of Bahrain, including domestic expatriate employees who are in violation for their work permits. Municipalities and health ministers visited National Agricultural Laboratories. Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture Minister Wael bin Nasser Al Mubarak and Health Minister Dr. Jalila bin Sayed yesterday visited the National Agricultural Laboratory Center in Hawrat Ali. During the visit, a group of Health Ministry officials was given a tour of the center where they were briefed on its departments and tasks. The minister stated that the ministry is currently working on building national capacity to further align the work of the center with international standards, adding that the ministry is currently cooperating with the World Food and Agriculture Organization and Arab Organization for Agricultural Development to train Bahrainis in laboratory work and sustainable development areas. Saudi Arabia announced police clearance certificate no longer required for visa for Indians. Saudi Arabia has decided to exempt Indian nationals from submitting a police clearance certificate (PCC) for the issuance of employment visa. The PCC will no longer be a requirement for Indian citizens to obtain a visa for traveling to Saudi Arabia, the Saudi embassy in New Delhi said in a press statement on Thursday. This is an view of the strong relations and strategic partnership between the Saudi Arabia and India, the statement said, while noting that the decision has been taken as part of the efforts of the two countries to further strengthen their relations. UAE announced new VAT exemption from January 1st. The UAE's Ministry of Finance on Thursday said director services undertaken by natural persons serving as members of the board at entities and institutions across the UAE will not be the subject to value-added tax (VAT) from January 1st, 2023. Meanwhile, VAT will still apply to the director services for legal persons serving as board members that delegate a natural person to act in the name of the legal persons as the members of the board of directors. Webb Space Telescope spotted early galaxies hidden from Hubble. ESA's Webb Space Telescope is finding bright early galaxies that until now were hidden from view, including one that may have formed a mere 350 million years after the cosmic creating Big Bang. Astronomers said Thursday that if the results are verified, this newly discovered throng of stars would be the most distant galaxy identified by the Hubble Space Telescope, a record holder that formed 400 million years after the universe began. Launched last December as a successor to Hubble, the Webb telescope is indicating stars may have formed sooner than previous thought, perhaps with a couple million years of creation. Relaunching old pension scheme potential source of fiscal risks for states, said Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Amid debate over the old pension scheme, Comptroller and Auditor General of India CAG Girish Chandra Murmu on Thursday highlighted risk factors that impact state finances and said that the Reserve Bank of India RBI and the 15th Finance Commission have taken note of the potential sources of fiscal risk for states, which include relaunching the old pension scheme in some states. Addressing the 30th Biennial Conference of Accountants, General Murmu said the fiscal health of Indian states is a relevant issue that warrants careful assessment, it has been said. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates on BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.